Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Oh, it's just Mark, here to save our free speech. Welcome to the last Black Unicorn, where we break down the narratives, uncover the truths, and spark real conversations. Today, we are going to ask the big question. Is Mark Zuckerberg the unexpected champion of free speech? From building the biggest social media platforms and networks out there to standing at the crossroads of censorship and expression, Zuckerberg's journey is nothing short of legendary. But is he really the hero free speech needs or the villain we didn't see coming? Stick around as we uncover the truth behind the headlines, cut through the noise, and explore what his stance on free speech means for you and me and the future of the internet. Let's jump in. Oh, by the way, we are going to react, we're going to analyze, we are going to ask the big questions they don't want you asking, and we're going to challenge the system together. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone.
Hey Mark, how you doing? Long time.
I want to talk about something important today.
Do you now?
Because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, I didn't know you left your roots. No wonder.
I started building social media to give people a voice.
Did you now? Or did they? Big alphabet letters give you some cash and told you how to use it against your people and the society.
I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression.
5 years ago, it was too late. You should have started from the beginning.
And I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years.
Ah, you're finally coming around. Yes, a lot has happened over the last few years.
There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more.
Huh? You just find it out right now?
A lot of this is clearly political. But there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously. And
do you now?
I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content.
Complex system to moderate content. Or to survey. Or for surveillance.
But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes.
Do they now?
Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US.
Okay.
After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth.
Did they? Did you?
But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with main.
Is that it? Just immigration and gender? How about government tyranny? Etc., etc. How about that? Are you going to relax the policies on that?
Mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action.
And how do you sort of measure who has a high violation versus a low violation? Like, what's the category here? What is it someone has to say to be considered that, hey, that is a high violation task right there, or post, or whatever? Can you please give us more details on how you plan on doing this?
The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down.
Accidentally or willingly? Hey, and stop slipping on us, man.
Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed, so we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas.
Just say you don't want to pay taxes in California. You go into to Texas because they don't have state taxes. Don't try to make things about free speech.
As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after...
Oh, sorry to break it, y'all. Mark Zuckerberg has gone fully MAGA on us. I mean, on you, because I don't have social media. But yeah, he's fully on board with MAGA. All the billionaires are joining team with Trump. And I just want to pause his little speech here for a second, because ask yourself why. Why now? We've got Vivek, we got Elon, now we got Mark on Trump's team. All billionaires. Do you think they're doing this out of their goodness of their heart? Or what's cooking in the kitchen? You know, they make these meetings and we are not invited. Me and you, we are not invited in those meetings that they have. So it's a high time you start thinking twice about why you own social media accounts. And at the end, I'll give my reasons why you shouldn't have social media.
After American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government.
Excuse me, if China wants to censor their people, that's China's business. South American countries, if they don't want US nonsense on their content, on their countries, that they have the right. They're sovereign countries. You can't just say, we're going to use the US government to push this global trend of censorship. How are you going to do it? And whose dollars are you going to be spending? Is it your dollars, Mark? Or are you guys going to spend our tax dollars that every time I look at my paycheck, I go, boy, I'm probably pay more taxes than this dude. Because they got all those corporate deals they go with their accountants, right? A couple of years ago, Jeff Bezos paid $0 in taxes. How? For a billionaire. And now you're telling us that with the support of the US government, you're going to go knock on these countries' policies and tell them, yo, you're going to let our apps and social media to work in your country. I wonder how they're going to do that. But hey, let Mark talk, right? He's here to save free speech.
And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further.
Someone remind me, are they trying to ban TikTok? Are they not? Or is that the Biden? I don't know. But hey, Mark, keep going.
But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
More to come soon. Well, we find out what this guy has to bring, right? But anyways, let me go back to the focus why you shouldn't have social media, right? Let me pull some notes here. I believe I made some notes. All right. So, the number one reason is mental health concerns, right? A lot of people who use social media are they often create a culture of comparison, leading to anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. This causes many users to develop unhealthy dependency on shares, and notifications, which can interfere with daily lives, right? I give you an example. Have you ever noticed that when your phone goes ding, you instantly want to check it? That is psychological. The notification bell is meant to drop some dopamine in your brain. So every time you hear ding, you gotta check whether it's a text message, whether it's someone who left a post on your Facebook, any sort of notification, email, anything. It's meant to drop some or draw some reaction from you, which produces dopamine, right? And if you have excess of that, that's where mental issues come in. I'll give you another example. Last year there was a kid who killed himself because he was in love with the AI, right? Every day chatting with the AI. And I bet during those conversations, if he didn't have that AI to talk to about love and stuff, he got depressed in the way, right? Because you're not talking to a real person. They're telling you what you want to hear. It's an AI. It's meant to make you feel good. So this kid ended up, just ceasing to exist just because of all these platforms that we have today, right? The next thing is spread of misinformation. It's funny that I'm even putting this as a point here because false information spreads faster than a wildfire. I can give examples, but because of the rules, the algorithm, I can't actually say what they are. But just think about the last 5 years, what has transpired, what has been pushed to the media. That you sat there and you thought, man, this doesn't make any sense. Why are we being pushed to see this? Why is this happening? They tell you one thing, but they're really trying to cover up something else, right? Or they tell you one thing that when you go to fact check, it's not even true. So that's reason number 2. Number 3, privacy and security risks. Social media companies and Facebook being one of them. If you guys remember, I think it was back in 2014, was it 2014? Where they stole some data and they were selling those data that they were collecting so they can make a profit out of it, okay? So that's, if you just Google your name, your full name, put it in quotes, and see how many sites you appear in. By the way, there's a simple way to do that. You can either pay some apps to go remove that information. But if you go to opt out, you can remove your name from those websites. So, keep that in mind, right? Just go figure out how to do that. The next thing is cyberbullying and harassment. We have a lot of Twitter fingers and keyboard warriors. And it's easy for someone to be behind a keyboard and just keep spilling harassment at you, just bullying you through the keyboard and words, right? And this affects more teenagers than you think. So that ends up, messing up with their mental health. So that's reason number 3, privacy and security risks. Number 4, a negative impact on real relationships. Have you ever wondered, right? If you don't have a face-to-face conversation with someone, and it's always through texting, Facebook posts, that is not a relationship. And this can be can lead to over the reliance of social media, reducing the meaningful of a relationship. It's better off picking up a phone, calling up your friend, and saying, hey, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you. Can we meet up for a cup of coffee? That is a more meaningful relationship than being behind a keyboard, posting stuff, posting pictures and whatnot. Okay? And online interactions, just in general, they often prioritize quantity over quality. Hey, look at my pictures. Look how I look. I'm at the gym. I'm working out. That sort of thing. So when you think of social media, just think of how it's negatively impacting real world relationships. Even the dating sites nowadays, people don't meet the old fashioned way. Like, hey, I think I don't know. I don't have whatever kids call now raise. I'm old. But people don't meet in the general way. People go online to depend on those platforms to meet potential partners. It shouldn't be like that. We should be able to walk up to someone and be able to have a real conversation and generally have a real relationship. So number 4, negative impact on real world relationships. And this is my 5th one and last one. Impact on productivity and focus. Man, social media wastes time. I mean, social media is significant when it comes to distractions. You can consume a lot of shorts, and I'm saying this from personal experience, right? Because there's times I'll get on YouTube and I'll see a short and I see one after the other. Before I know it, it's 20 minutes. I could have used that 20 minutes to develop myself personally. But instead, I was out there just, hey, look at this, look at that. And I get it. People got to make their paper, they got to make their money. But social media leads to time wastage. And also, it reduces the attention span. The fast-paced, the dopamine-driven nature of social media that, conditions us to just crave for instant gratification, undermining our ability to focus on complex tasks, or long-term goals. For example, when I used to go to the gym, I would see a lot of females just put a phone over there and pull their whatever, leggings or shorts, whatever. Well, basically the butts were swallowing their pants and start doing, some workouts just to show off. You went there to build your body, to be healthy, but you're so eager to show people off what you're made of. So you post that on social media, and then later on you start seeing people complain, oh, look at these guys looking at me, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you did that to yourself. So these are the things that I'm saying that impact productivity. You're at the gym, instead of doing something healthy for your body, you're out there just trying to see if someone is going to look at you so you can complain later. Hey, I'm done ranting, but I just want to leave this with you. You should really consider ditching social media at all. You have a better life. Just keep YouTube. Just watch some YouTube videos here and there, not on every day, daily there for hours. You could once you want to relax, but IG, is that what it's called? IG, Facebook, Twitter. All these people, what they're doing is making money off of you by collecting your data, right? Let's go back to the old-fashioned ways of meeting people and talking to people, and taking care of our bodies, our mental health. So those are my 5 reasons why you should ditch social media, especially right now that all the billionaires are siding with the government like they're in cahoot together. They're not even hiding it. So think about it. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button right there. This is the last Black Unicorn. I'm out, y'all. See you later.